Welcome back, Green Bay Packers fans. Today we have our final regular season recap. It's going to be an abbreviated one, and then we have our playoff preview. The Green Bay Packers will be playing a third matchup against the Chicago Bears, a winner-take-all tiebreaker game to advance in the playoffs. So we're going to get going on the intro. We're going to, like I said, a shorter recap today, just because that game, not a whole lot going on that's really anything meaningful. And then we're going to give a super in-depth preview today with Saturday night being a playoff game. So we're going to hit the intro and get started.
Welcome to another episode of the Wisco Fanatic Show, where we cover the Packers, Bucks, Brewers, and Badgers basketball and football teams from an optimistic and realistic perspective.
Alrighty. So, as I said, shorter recap. So, Simon, I'll start with you. What did you take away from the Packers defense against the Vikings, if anything?
I just thought individually from some of the younger guys, I thought they made some pretty good plays. I thought Oladapo played a decent game. He had a bat down at the line of scrimmage and a couple of tackles pretty close there, playing kind of that up safety in the box kind of guy. I thought Colin Oliver for his first game action looked pretty good. He ended up with a sack and a pressure. I thought Brenton Cox looked good rushing the passer, a little questionable in the run defense, but I think the Packers kind of know where he's at as far as a player goes. I thought Barron Sorrell looked pretty good with a couple plays of his own. He ended up with a fumble recovery and a sack as well. So all in all, I just like some of the younger guys stepping up and making plays against the Vikings played their starters like the whole game. So, they played against some good quality opponent gameplay, and I thought some of the younger guys came together for some really good plays individually.
Yeah. Bryant, feel the same way?
Yeah, I think he pretty much hit the nail on the head. I thought definitely. Watching that game, Barron Sorrell made me feel like a little more comfortable with what we did. I know it's only one game, but we have a decision to make with Engbare and Gary this next offseason. Obviously, we're moving to the postseason, but I feel more comfortable there. And honestly, I think he should probably get a few snaps in the postseason here. I think Colin Oliver, I thought he was getting some pressures early on. You can see where his size is going to be a little bit of an issue, but he definitely has a motor. I mean, anytime that, like, for me, it's like he could almost be the person where Micah was chasing Williams to the outside. Everyone else couldn't catch him. Colin Oliver was doing that to like McCarthy. He was chasing him as soon as he broke contain. Colin Oliver was after him. So I thought him and Barron Sorrell looked good. I thought Anthony Belton looked pretty good. Jordan Morgan made me look
offense.
Oh, sorry, shoot, defense.
Defense.
Yeah. So overall, yeah, those ones they look pretty good. So I was pretty happy with it. No one else really jumped off the page to me. So,
You have anything to say on the defense?
Yeah, Barron Sorrell was awesome. I think that if you scheme it up correctly, John, nice. Tyler got rid of it. I was going to say, if you could scheme it up with Colin Oliver, I could definitely see a role for him on next year's team. He is pretty small, but you got to use his quickness. You got to use the tools that he has. It's nice to have a corner out there. I'm talking about Diggs. It's nice to have a corner out there that squares people up and tackles them in the open field. That was a nice feeling when I saw that. I was like, holy shit, we're allowed to tackle on the edge, dude. That's crazy, dude. Safeties look pretty good. I thought the run defense was much improved. Obviously, you can't get much worse than what Derrick Henry made us look like, but they played with a little bit more attitude, a little bit more edge, and that was a nice thing to see for me personally, is the run defense was a little bit better.
Yeah, and if you look at PFF grades, which again we always take with a grain of salt, Trevon Diggs actually was the Packers' highest graded defender, but you get people going, oh, here's Trevon Diggs' first play for the scrimmage, and he's giving up a big gain to Jefferson. Meanwhile,
the guy wasn't
cover three deep. Like, yeah. He's playing in his zone. He's doing what he's supposed to. In coverage,
couldn't be that.
With one pass or one completion allowed for 4 yards. So, to the point of Barron Sorrell and Colin Oliver, I think with Colin Oliver, he looked fast and strong, which is really encouraging to see him with both. Good to see Brenton Cox playing through a whistle, not giving up on that play when McCarthy tripped over his own lineman. and getting the fumble on Sorrell for jumping on it. And then Baron Sorrell, he had that fumble recovery. He had 2 pressures, a sack, and 5 tackles, and all 5 tackles were credited as run stops. So to Jake's point on the run defense looking better, that is very encouraging from a guy like Baron Sorrell, who I agree. We'll talk about it in the preview a little bit, but I agree he deserves a little bit of a look on Saturday. And then I agree on Oladapo as well. I think he looked good. He had a couple opportunities to maybe make some interceptions. I don't think you can look at them and be like, they should have been interceptions because they were tipped balls and stuff like that. I think they could have, but I won't say that they should have. Brian, do you have any takeaways from special teams? Got a last-second field goal.
Yeah. I was not. I mean, I get it. I guess they didn't want to get shut out, but did you guys see that it changed the line, so that just kind of feeds into everyone talking about Vegas runs the show or whatever.
I mean, come on, nobody wants to get shut out, though.
No one wants to get shut out, but for me, if you're going to do that, just throw the damn ball into the end zone on 3rd down and like try to force feed Golden or something. I was screaming for it the whole time. Just this wasn't a game we were going to win. I didn't expect us to win it. I didn't care if we won it. I'm like, can we at least look a little competent? We ran it like 40 times and threw it a few. But back to special teams, I'm a little worried with our return game because, Savion Williams went on IR. And then we obviously had that call up he won't be returning kicks for us in the playoffs, but it might be Emmanuel Wilson. He did bring the one out to the 33-yard line, but for me, he's like, that's probably his max. He's not, I just don't see him being explosive enough to like really kind of find a crease. And even if he's explosive, he's still a bigger body, short, compact guy, that can't squeeze through, run lanes as easily and stuff as you see some of those returners. I still wish they would throw Keyshawn Nixon back there. They're not going to do it, but
Yeah. I think the other part of it with the special teams and calling the timeout to kick the late field goal is just to get a game speed rep before you had the playoff game.
Yeah, and I'm fine with it. I mean, I get it. You don't want to get shut out. It's a point of pride for at least the team. Yeah. But I would have rather, I would have liked to see a few throws into the end zone. Yeah. I mean, it was clear that they weren't going to have our tune throw the ball downfield pretty much at all.
Yeah. As far as the other special teams aspects, Daniel Whelan, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Offense. Bryant, I'll just go right back to you. What stood out to you from the offense?
Yeah, I mean, Belton looked good. I'm excited to see him next to Tom. And I thought Sean Ryan was fine again. I feel like he's kind of he didn't play. What am I thinking? The person that played at center, I thought he did okay.
Monk.
The name is escaping me for whatever reason right now.
Monk.
Yeah.
Monk.
I feel like he showed that he has a chance to. I thought his feet work in the run game was really good. His footwork. I thought that right side of the line was okay. Obviously not our fault. Kennard is. We know what he is. He's fine, but nothing. Great. But he's a good 6th or 7th tackle, or lineman. And then I was kind of screaming for Golden to get more targets. He did have a couple drops. I thought that we've seen him catch those balls earlier in the season, but I don't want to excuse him. But when he's getting so few targets, I think he's probably having a lack of focus issue right now. Like he's like, well, I'm not really part of this. I'm on this team, but I'm not really heavily targeted or anything yet. Not saying that he should be. He will be next year when Dobbs is gone. But so it was unfortunate he had a couple drops. I was hoping we would take like 1 or 2 deep shots to him. Just for just give him a chance to do something, but it unfortunately didn't come to fruition. I thought Chris Brooks ran really well. I feel like he should be 2 on the depth chart. I feel like I've been saying that for a little while. Overall it was awful, but it was what we expected.
So you bring up Chris Brooks, negate to mention Emmanuel Wilson and his negative 19-yard run.
I don't want to talk about it. There's certain things you take it out of your brain.
Reason
I said what I needed to say after the run in the chat. I corrected myself for not using so strong language, and then I just left it at that.
Reason I bring it up is because my main takeaway as far as the offense was concerned is the Packers should draft a running back. To have behind Josh Jacobs, but okay.
Well, Marshawn Lloyd can never stay healthy.
Well, yeah, they tried, but I still didn't love that pick. But Simon, what did you see from the offense? Any takeaways?
Yeah, I thought the offensive line, all the backups playing against the Vikings, blitzing all their players for whatever reason. I thought they played decently well. I know people kind of Morgan had like a 2-play sequence where he allowed a sack and then he had a penalty. But I thought the rest of the game, I thought he played fine. It was his first start.
Those 2 plays were what I was trying to say during defense. Yeah, that wasn't great. But I think you guys were right. I think it was Tyler or Jake that said it. It was probably the tight end that was supposed to pick him up on the 1. So,
yeah, I think the next play that had the because they credited Morgan for allowing the sack from Dallas Turner, but then like the next play that was if Jordan Love was in there, I can't remember if I told you guys this. If Jordan Love was playing, like the protection call outs and stuff would have been way different, or like audible, it would have been way different than Clayton Tune. So I have no issues with really the way that Jordan Morgan played, and like I said, I thought he looked fine. I thought Monk looked solid. I thought Anthony Belton looked really good. Emmanuel Wilson, I'll talk about it. I don't care. I don't understand what dude, just take the 2-yard loss, man. Live to play another down. He's not that type of running back. He's never going to break that.
Not Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, or Saquon or whatever. Like
every other time there's a big hole for him, he runs right into the back of the defender or the offensive line. Why couldn't you just do it at that point? And then to your point about changing the protection, you mean Jordan Love's probably not going to take a sack where he just absolutely gets destroyed right off the blitz hole.
No,
that was me that said that. I think that was supposed to be Josh Wiley's pickup.
Yeah,
I think Morgan was looking at Turner, and Turner was his assignment, and Wiley was supposed to go behind Morgan to pick up the blitzer that would have been in the B gap between the guard and the tackle.
Yep.
And to Simon's point, if Jordan Love is in the game, Jordan Love is looking at that guy and changing the protection to like basically tell Josh Wiley like, hey, if that guy blitzes, you're picking him up.
Yeah.
Because Josh Wiley wasn't there, and that's in my opinion, that's who should have slid behind Morgan because Morgan was locked in with Dallas Turner.
Yeah. I mean, Tune played so awful they cut him. So I mean,
literally, yeah.
And I'm excited for Ritter to be our next Malik Willis.
I like Desmond Ritter coming out of college. I don't think anybody has liked him in the NFL, but
he's had a couple nice games. I mean, he beat us in Atlanta and played really well. I mean,
Bijan Robinson beat us.
Well,
he had a nasty game.
Still, but
Simon, is there anything else you want to add yet?
What was that?
Yeah, I mean, Clayton Tune you can call it what it is. I didn't expect him to go out there and light anything up, and he was just kind of the guy that they needed to sit in there and complete a couple passes and hand the ball off and not get anyone injured to go to the next game. So I don't put too much stock into that game at all. I assume he'll go back to the practice squad. I don't know though. He has to clear waivers, right? And then he can go.
I think. I would be surprised. What's the point? I mean,
why not?
Maybe, but
it's hard to evaluate a guy that's only been on the team for like a few weeks.
I know,
you
but
thrust him into a starting gig where you only throw the ball 11 times.
And I think they already filled up with signing Desmond Ritter and then a couple other people to the practice squad. I think they filled it up.
Yeah, I didn't see where we're at with numbers.
So unless they cut somebody, I think they've seen probably what they're going to get from Clayton Tune. They've probably seen it in practice. He's been around for several weeks.
Yeah.
Most of the season, actually.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We got him pretty early on.
Like I think it was like week 2 or 3, maybe.
Yeah.
Even.
Oh, I thought it had been like 4 or 5 weeks, maybe. If I'm wrong,
yeah, he's been here for a while because the only other guy that we really had in the room for QB3 was Elgersma.
Yep.
Yeah, and then they cut him coming in.
And then they signed Tune. Yeah.
Oh man, maybe I'm wrong. I do like the idea of Desmond Ritter. I liked him as like a backup coming out of college. I didn't like him as like a franchise guy or anything, but I think he could be a solid backup. And if Matt LaFleur can fix him a little bit, and I mean he has legs and he can throw the ball decent.
Yeah, Scott, they did cut Tune today, and they signed Desmond Ritter to the active roster. He's going to be basically the emergency QB.
He won't take up a spot, so we'll technically have 54 on the roster.
Right. Yeah. He would be like if Love and Willis both got hurt, then they'd be able to use him as the emergency quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake, did you have anything else you wanted to say from the offense?
As far as the offensive line goes, you guys pretty much covered that. I thought the offensive line was fine. I really like Belton, especially if Zach Tom can be healthy and get back to the guy that we know he can be. He can kind of be on his own island. Belton can then, slide over and help Sean Ryan. They could do some more combo blocks up there. That'll help the third down offense. That'll help the red zone offense that's been struggling for the last month. So all those little things matter. So getting Zach Tom healthy sets everything else up on the offensive line. I don't know if we let Rasheed Walker walk away from Green Bay after this year, because I don't know anymore. I really don't. We put him at right tackle. We put him at right guard. We put him at left tackle now. I mean, struggling is all I'm going to say. Tight end room, they need to draft a tight end. I know that Luke Musgrave sat, but we've been trying to find another tight end behind Kraft now for a couple of years. And, Musgrave, got his opportunity when Kraft got hurt. He really hasn't shown to be a guy that can, be a starter. So in this league today, you need to have two tight ends so you can run 12 personnel, so you can run and pass out of it. So I think drafting a tight end would be wise. Josh Wiley, he can come back and be the third tight end. I'm completely fine with that, but they need a backup tight end, severely badly. In terms of wide receivers, they really need to throw the ball. I was a little disappointed in that, to be honest with you. What are you going to lose? You're already sitting everybody. What are you going to lose if you just let this guy sling it? LaFleur, let this guy throw the ball down the field 40 yards, dude. Why not? Who cares? Just run the ball, throw it short. They had that one third down. I believe it was like a third 19. They were at the 5-yard line. And my dad was over watching the game with me, and I'm like, oh, shit, we might actually get to see him, sling this thing. No, he throws it behind the line of scrimmage. It's bro.
A lot of second and 9 runs and second and 11. We ran the ball. I'm just what are we? I mean, I know we're not trying, but why not at least try some on offense? I was with you, Jake. To end the game with negative 16 passing yards is pretty.
Yeah. I mean, what is it going to hurt if you let them throw the ball down the field?
I would say
you running the ball getting 1 yard isn't doing anything.
Okay. So I have one potential perspective thing, but when I say it, we can go back to the fourth quarter and be like, why not sling it around in the fourth quarter at least? Because my thing is the Packers were clearly just trying to keep the clock moving.
Right.
And the reason I would say is I don't want to just throw and force Gold in the ball 12 times is if you go 3 and out 5 times, you're going to gas the couple starters that you do have playing on defense, and you could potentially hurt somebody that way by saying, okay, here we go. We're going to allow our defense to spend 40 minutes on the field like they did last week against Baltimore.
And I know the argument would be that LaFleur is doing what he needs to do for the team, but those guys that are out there playing, they've been waiting all year for this opportunity, and you don't let them do anything.
Some of them are making their debuts, too.
Yeah. Kenny James, he's not going to make our team as a wide receiver, but if he goes out and puts up 80 yards on 7 receptions or something, maybe someone that needs a wide receiver is oh, who's this guy? Or, you know what I mean? Obviously Golden's not getting cut, and we don't really care that if he goes crazy, but there was a couple players on the field that were probably pretty excited to get some playing time, and they really didn't get to do much.
Well, I would say the fourth quarter, let Clayton Tune throw it around a little bit in the fourth quarter, because then by then your defense isn't at risk of spending the last 45 minutes of the game.
Yeah, all we basically did was end Clayton Tune's career unless we re-sign him, because who's going to sign him after that? You know what I mean? We didn't let him throw the ball. He might get signed by somebody, and maybe it was already over. There's the beginning of the end for him anyway, because he really hasn't showed out. But holy cow,
he'll get a camp invite next year from someone.
Yeah, and maybe us, to be honest.
Yeah,
maybe. Matt LaFleur did say if Jordan Love would have been forced into the game, if Tune got hurt, that he would not have thrown a pass. So they were just going to keep handing the ball off and keeping the clock moving. So
the one time I seen Tune get absolutely demolished, when I seen him get demolished, I was like, oh no.
So we played 2 games against the Vikings and we ran the ball 70% of the time in both games, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, because the first time we played him was the game that Jordan Love was doing backwards handoffs.
Yeah.
That's funny. Tune did have a couple nice
rushes. Yeah, he did have a couple of nice rushes.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right, you guys ready to get into some preview?
Yep.
All right, so this is going to be normally we have our really extended recap where we go through all these aspects of the game. But this week, the recap was the less important thing. We are focusing heavily on the preview with it being a playoff preview. So we're going to go through all of our topics like we would normally do in our recap for our preview. So, Jake, starting with you, what are you looking for from the Packers pass rush against the Bears on Saturday night?
Yeah, so I did this kind of a different way because I wanted to highlight what they did during the season, and then I did a little bit of highlighting on the Bears defense for comparison, and then what I'm looking for on Saturday night. I did that with all my topics. That's kind of how my brain works. So on the season, this was weird. You get the sack numbers is a weird thing. I don't know if you guys have the same issues, but when you look on different sites, the numbers are just crazy all over the place.
Yeah.
They're in a
Some places don't do half sacks.
Well, yeah, but I mean, from StatMuse, it says we had 36 sacks, and from PFF, it says we have 42 sacks. So we have somewhere from 42 to 36 sacks on the
It's
year.
probably 36 because PFF does full sacks.
That's fair. Quarterback hits, I also took that from StatMuse because that's the one I also believed. It said we have 64 quarterback hits. And when I look at pressures, I didn't want to look at a total number. I wanted to look at a percentage because to me that's more important. The Packers had a pressure rate of 35.9. It was 40% with Parsons on the field. Since Parsons has been out, the pressure rate has went down to 30%.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Just wait. The sack percentage with Parsons was 7.4%. The sack percentage without Parsons is 4.2%. In comparison, the Bears defense for the entire season has a pressure rate of 31.5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, lower middle of the pack is where
Damn,
the
they're
Packers
dropping
are.
a pass rusher with their first pick. Damn.
Honestly, it makes you feel a lot better about making a trade for Michael Parsons. Definitely worth 2 first-round picks to get 10% higher pressure rate and 3% higher in the sack percentage, right?
Yep.
But he's not
It
worth
looks
it.
way different. I feel like the pressure rating, like even the pressure we're getting now, is not like that much pressure. Like it's like the pressure with Michael was different. He was right in your face. Now we're just like you can see him coming and getting close to him, and then get rid of the ball. But
despite what Jerry Jones says about him, he was good against the run too.
He was.
So we saw him all over the place, not just rushing the passer.
Yep.
I mean, the Bears do have a couple pass rushers that can get after you, like Sweat and Dexter. But
yeah. So what I'm looking for from the Packers is I would absolutely love it if they were able to get there with 4 on a little bit more consistent basis than we did the last time we played them in Chicago. That would help out a lot. You'd be able to play a lot more zone coverage then, obviously, if you're able to just send 4 and have 7 drop back. But with that not being the case, you have to blitz a little bit more. I still am looking for them to have a little bit more contained because Caleb Williams, he did have a couple throws last week in the second half where he was reading and he was just slinging it to his first read and he was wide open. But he is more of a guy that likes to get out of the pocket and extend plays and get that couple extra seconds to try to get somebody open down the field and take shots. I mean, we saw that with Rodgers for years, so I'm not going to knock that style of play. But the thing is that Rodgers could also read a defense, set up his pass blocking, set up his wide receivers, and he'd be able to actually call a play where Williams is not at that point in his career yet. So if you're able to, when he's trying to move off his spot, able to contain him a little bit, I think that helps out a lot. But we need to get home at least once or twice this week. It's going to be very important that the pass rush and the Packers get off to a hot start in the first quarter because then I think that fan base, the anxiety level for that fan base is going to be crushing. They are terrified playing us.
But hey, all the pressure's on us though as the 7 seed.
Dude, can I just say what I said to that guy? I'm just so sick and tired of them not taking accountability. You're the division champs. You're the number 2 seed. You're playing at home. We are none of those things. Why is the pressure on us? We're the ones that are injured coming to your house to play. You won the division that we are in. It just makes no sense to me, the lack of accountability. That's all I got to say.
Steve said, hopefully Zach Thomas fully healthy. Jordan Love will eat versus Chicago's front. I mean, you give him time, he's surgical. Going to the back to the defensive side of the ball, looking on the D-line. I'm looking for some rotations. I don't expect the young guys like Sorrell and Brinson and Oliver to play like 50% of the snaps or anything, but I think they've earned some snaps. And at this point of the season, just keeping guys fresh is going to be the hardest that it is to accomplish at any point during the season. At the end is when it's the hardest to keep guys fresh. So even if it's just a couple plays per series that you're getting these guys out there just to give, your defense a break, especially if the Bears are going to be trying to run the ball and run the ball and run the ball and then throw a little bit and then run the ball. because that's what they've been best at in the games that they've won. But I would like to see some of those young guys get some run. Again, I don't need it to be like 50% of the snaps or anything, but I'd like to see those guys get some playing time alongside Brooks and Wooden. LVN, I'd like to see him all over the defensive line. He did some really good stuff in that Ravens game. He was arguably our best player in that game, I would say. And then we're looking at the guys on the edge with Enagbare and Gary, who obviously we need more from. So, yeah, I'm looking to see some of the young guys get some playing time in there. Simon, what are you looking for from the run defense?
Yeah, just got to keep them at bay. I think the Chicago's been running the ball pretty well all year, and I mean, Monongai looks. I mean, they could get rid of Swift, in my opinion. Monongai looks really good.
Yep.
That might have been one of the best picks in the draft.
Monongai and Roshan, give them two really beefy running backs, I think, actually.
Yeah, and it's just like a good 1-2 punch. In the last 3 games, they averaged 4.9 yards per carry, and they've both done wonders in Ben Johnson's scheme. So you just got to keep
fans. This is all the credit you're going to get this week.
Well, I hope they're not listening because I don't like to give them too much credit.
Just give it where it's due, and then go right back to talking about the Packers.
Yep. Just keeping a stout defense versus them. Don't let them get ahead of the sticks as best as you can. Keep the ball in Caleb Williams' hands on 3rd and longs.
Yeah. Bryant, what are you looking for from the linebackers and the tackling?
Yeah, kind of like go along with Simon just said. We need our linebackers to step up and slow down this running game, because I think that's our path to victory versus them is make Caleb Williams, who can go on, several quarter stretch where he just is not playing all that well, and then you'll turn it on, which he's done it a lot during the 4th quarter this year. But we can't have him cooking from the start, or have an easy game because they're running all over us. And then because if we let them run all over us, it's going to shorten the game, and then that means we better score every time we touch the ball, essentially. So these linebackers need to be ready to help in the running game. And then they need to watch out for Colton Loveland. He is a very, very good tight end. So they'll need to cover him on top of we need to do a lot better containing Williams. So even if we miss on a sack on him or something, we cannot allow him to run for 10, 15, 20 yards. We need to do better job containing him.
And the rallying that we saw throughout the season at different points. Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage said the answer Chicago wants to be little brother, Tyler. I think that's kind of where Jake's going with that too. Like acting like the pressure's on the Packers. Like we are the 7 seed. We are the wild card team. Like Jake said, going into your building, you guys won the division. You guys want to puff your chest that you won the division. Good for you. You did.
They've already got their excuse loaded. They're going to say, "Oh, it wasn't supposed to be our year. We weren't supposed to win this game."
Uh-huh.
I'm not trying to hear that. You're here now. You are here right now. So you are at home.
I agree. I 100% agree with you. What I'm saying is these fans are getting their excuses ready.
No, I know. I'm not saying you're saying that. I'm just piggybacking right off that right away to tell you that I don't give a shit what your excuse is. Don't miss me with that. Okay, that's all I'm going to say.
Definitely check out Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. We will be on their show tomorrow night, actually, on his radio show talking about the Bucks. So check that out.
If you like knowing ball, you should definitely tune into that.
All right. 3rd and 4th down defense.
Yeah. So 3rd and 4th down defense. Packers finished the season ranked 14th. 3rd down defense, 39.45%. On the road, they ranked 12th at 36.45. So room for improvement, maybe. Last 4 weeks of the season were kind of to be honest with you. Versus Chicago. So on 3rd down, Chicago went 10 for 27. They held Chicago to 10 for 27 on 3rd downs. 8 for 16 in the first matchup, 2 for 11 in the second matchup, 3 for 5 on 4th down. So Chicago was good on 4th downs. And then the Bears, which is actually crazy that it was so weird because on the road they were 8 for 16, at home they were 2 for 11. But it makes sense when you look at their overall numbers. The Bears were 7th overall in 3rd down percentage, but 25th at home. So they're bad on third downs at home. So that makes no sense to me. I don't know math, numbers, but that's good for the Packers because we are playing in Chicago.
Interesting. Simon, what are you looking for from the secondary?
Yeah, I mean, if Romadunze comes back this week, which there's, I think he got activated, so I don't. It's just open. His window, his 21-day window got open, so I doubt he plays.
On IR, I don't think. He's just practicing now. He was never on IR. Kyler Gordon's window got opened.
That's right. Okay.
There was 2 people.
And Braxton Jones.
Braxton Jones was the other guy.
Braxton Jones was the other one. Yep.
Yep.
Simon, are you picking your nose? He's calling you out right now.
That's fine.
You got to have something to eat.
Oh, I'm not picking my nose. I'm biting my fingernails because I have a bad habit.
Because there's boogers under them?
Yeah, SW6088.
Yeah, I have a bad habit of biting my fingernails. Yeah, I mean, there might even without Romadunze, I think they have their hands full. Luther Burden's been a lot better as of recent. I think he's come up really clutch for them in the last few weeks while Odunze has been out. And then obviously we know what DJ Moore can do. We always liked him. Unfortunately, he plays for the wrong team, and that's okay. It's not his fault. But yeah, they're definitely gonna have their hands full. We'll see how much Trevon Diggs plays too. I think it'll be interesting to see what they do with the cornerback rotation, or how much each of the cornerbacks plays this week.
For sure. Red zone defense.
Red zone defense. All right. So Packers red zone defense was god awful second half of the year. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. 59.62% on the season, touchdowns only. That's 21st in the league. On the road, they give up touchdowns 63% of the time. That's 24th in the league. Versus Chicago in the first matchup, Chicago had 4 trips to the red zone. They scored touchdowns on 2 of them. And the second one, I don't really want to talk about that game because the Packers dominated for 58 minutes. They had 2 red zone trips, and they scored a touchdown on one of them. That one really sucked. But 3 for 6 overall. I mean, 50% is lower than your season average, so it's really not bad. If you control third downs, and don't let them get into the red zone, you have a good chance to win. And when you guys hear the weather, you're going to like it for Josh Jacobs. That's all I'm going to say.
All right.
Real quick, I got to chime in here because so I went to grab something to eat quick tonight or whatever at this little place I like to go eat at. And I sit down. I was sitting across from me, like the table across was a Bears fan. And he points at his hat or whatever. This dude had the audacity to say, he said the game several weeks ago in Green Bay, that was a toss-up. It could have went to anyone. But he didn't mention the game in Chicago. So I looked at him. I said, what about the one you guys had to literally have a prayer to win? Like, like, are you serious? So he mentioned the game in Green Bay saying it could have gone to anyone, but he didn't say anything about the game in Chicago. I was just like, this is the mindset of these people. They're so delusional.
I don't really know if it was a toss-up, in my opinion.
When you said we've dominated for 58 minutes or whatever, I'm like, I said, it reminded me of this guy. I'm like, what a clown.
Yeah, seriously. They know they got lucky. That's why.
Yeah.
So one more thing,
Ryan,
too.
What are you looking for from special teams?
Go ahead, Simon, real quick.
This is not a Hitler stash. Like, it's not even shaped the same. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Simon.
It's not even close.
Not supposed to respond, bro.
Don't give it to the trolls.
Ignore it.
Yeah, special teams.
Yeah, Jake alluded to the weather a little bit, so hopefully we can, make our plays. I'm hoping that will actually hold off a little bit. I know I won't steal Jake's thunder, but I like Josh Jacobs. I think this team goes as Jordan Love goes, and I want, after watching what Amon-Ra St. Brown was doing to the Bears defense, I was envisioning that being Jaden Reed. So I want to be able to sling the ball over this field. So I'm hoping it kind of holds off a little bit, but yeah. So, but for special teams, just make your damn kicks and cover the kicks well, and hold on to the ball when you're returning it.
Yeah. All right, going into the offense, what are we looking for from the tight ends?
Honestly, I don't really expect much from the tight end room. We'll see a couple catches here and there from like Josh Wiley or whatever, and then maybe a long bomb or two to Luke Musgrave. I think they have been consistently decent at blocking, so I think we'll see, I guess, more consistent see from that group. But other than that, I don't expect them to have much of an impact in the receiving game.
All right. What about wide receivers?
Yeah, so I kind of alluded to it. Amon-Ra St. Brown was eating them for lunch. So I just kept envisioning, man, I think that with Christian Watson and Jaden Reed, if you're, what they can open up in the middle of the field against this defense, as long as we're able to sling it with, Watson clearing out and Jaden Reed probably getting a lot of targets in the middle field. You can see Romeo Dobbs getting those as well. And Jordan Love was doing fine throwing the ball against them as well. Before he got injured, he was like 7 for 9 or something. I can't remember the exact numbers, but he was doing decent. So I want him to be able to go out there and sling it, and his wide receivers just make sure you catch the ball, make sure you're holding on to it, and then play a little bit of defense too, because as much as you can be, the Bears are giving up a lot of passing. They've given up a lot of passing yards. They're, one of the bottom like 5 or 6 in average in the league, and then they've given up 32 touchdowns, but they have 23 interceptions. So, if Jordan doesn't make a perfect throw, we need those wide receivers to make sure and go play a little defense as well. But just make sure you're catching the balls that hit you in the hands, and there should be some room for them out there to operate. So, just hoping we see a big game from a couple of these guys. I feel like they could. I feel like this is a game where Jordan Love could go out and throw for 350, 400 yards, if I'm being 100% honest.
Yeah, well, I think that'll reflect on some of our score predictions when we get that far. But as far as the passing game distribution goes, we know Jordan Love's going to spread the rock. I want to see Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs, and Jaden Reed and Luke Musgrave be the main targets, with Josh Jacobs and Matthew Golden mixed in. As far as the depth of targets, we saw in game 1 that the Packers can get behind the Bears defense. So, we didn't really get to see that in game 2 because Love didn't get a chance to go deep before he got hurt. But Malik Willis did still throw a deep touchdown to Romeo Dobbs in that game. So I do think the Packers can get behind the Bears defense, as well as be able to beat them closer to the line of scrimmage as well. So I tend to agree with you, Brian. I think Jordan Love has a big opportunity in front of him. So what are you looking for from the offensive line?
Yeah, I talked about in the review of the Vikings game. I'm excited to see Sean Ryan, the right side of that line. If it turns into a Josh Jacobs game, I feel like the right side of that line is going to be our strength, because you're going to have Zach Tom back, who should play. Anthony Belton's I feel like he's just been improving as he's getting more and more reps, especially in the run game, just as, kind of getting comfortable. And then Sean Ryan and all, I think I think there's a very high chance at this point that we bring Sean Ryan back to be our center next year. So we'll see what the contracts look like, but he's been playing better. So, and then on the left side, we just need Rashid to play better, no stupid penalties or anything like that. And then Anthony, our Banks, hopefully he becomes the dancing bear that we thought he was when we signed him, and we have him pulling on some. If I can see it, I said Jordan Love, I could see him going absolutely crazy. I could also see Josh Jacobs, because the Bears give up 5 yards of carry, one of the 4 teams in the NFL that give up that much per carry. If we get him going, he could just pick up a head of steam. And then you have Banks, who can pull to the right side of the line. We could create some serious big runs on that right side of the line, I feel like. So, you throw Christian Watson out there at wide receiver, and then, Wiley or, whatever else tight end we have healthy out there to block. And I feel like we could get the running game going on the right side of the line for sure.
Yeah. Well, Malik is in. Malik Wood, Jordan Love. Malik would be Jordan Love's backup this week. Matt LaFleur did say today. Yeah. So, that's the plan, is that Malik Willis would be the backup, and Desmond Ridder would be the emergency third string quarterback. So, yes, Malik is planned to be the backup this week. Hopefully, we don't need to find out, unless it's because we're winning by 30 points and we're putting in backups. But at that point, just keep the pedal to the metal and just demoralize it. Yes, Ian, we get a football game as long as there's no dirty shots. So and the thing with that too, and this is definitely backtracking some, but the fact that Austin Booker got like a $600 more of a fine than Jaden Reed did for taunting for 2 illegal hits is wild to me.
Yeah.
That's preposterous.
Player safety. But just don't say mean words, everybody.
Should have worn a Guardian cap when he said it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What are we looking for from the run game?
Yeah, I think just need the interior offensive line to keep getting better. Banks has been kind of up and down this year, and I think a lot of people have kind of crapped on his contract. I don't think he's been that bad. Maybe not to what. Yeah, he's been decent, and I think Sean Ryan's getting a little more comfortable with being center at the center position, as long as he snaps it when appropriate and in the right way. But just opening up some running holes for Josh Jacobs. Hopefully he's healthy enough this week to get a full complement of rushes on his plate. And then Emmanuel Wilson not running backwards for 18 yards would be nice too. Just keep ahead of the sticks, keep the defense guessing. I think this will also be a love game, so I'm not expecting the Packers to run the ball 30, whatever times. I think it'll be more in the 20-ish range, but I expect Josh Jacobs to have a pretty big game too.
Scott said the JJ McCarthy taunting call was wild to watch in person. Yeah, I bet. All right, 3rd and 4th down offense.
You mean 9?
Yeah, 9. Yeah, that was 9.
Yeah, that was 9. That wasn't.
I just kept saying it in such a cocky way when I was watching the game. There's 9.
Trash talking the backups.
I'm glad that you know what number you wear, you dumbass. Anyways, Packers offense, they converted third downs on 48.7%. They were second in the league, so third down offense was elite this year. On the road, they're second, 49.12%. So almost 50% of the third downs are converting on the road. That is fantastic stuff. The Bears defense overall, they allow 40.84%, so that's 22nd in the NFL. At home, they allow 38%. They get a little bit better, so they're 13th in the NFL. But that didn't matter against the Packers this year. First matchup, Packers went 8 for 12. Second matchup, they went 6 for 12, 1 for 3 on fourth down. 14 for 24 overall. So 58% third downs converted for the Green Bay Packers against the Chicago Bears compared to the Bears converting 37%. So Packers are putting themselves in position to be successful. They just got to finish in the red zone. And I know that's Tyler's MO, and he's going to talk about it. So if the Packers can find a way to stay successful on third downs and then finish drives, absolutely no way that the Bears should be in this game.
Yeah. Scott, I bet they did, Scott. Going into that red zone offense, this is easily the biggest area where the Packers can turn the fortunes offensively. Yes. And I would say, honestly, for the entire team. I mean, yeah, like we all have seen Rashawn Gary and wanted more from him. But I still think if we could say we get the prime version of the red zone offense or Rashawn Gary, I'm picking the red zone offense just because up until basically week 13, like the first 13 weeks of the season, the Packers were number 2 in the NFL in touchdown percentage in the red zone. And they've dropped down to 17th since then. I'm not going to count last week because they were playing all their backups and they weren't really trying to score in the red zone. But the Denver, Baltimore, like those games, they struggled so heavily in the red zone. And I get that they were playing the Baltimore game with Malik Willis and 2/3 of the Bears, the second Bears game with Malik Willis, but they were number 2 in the NFL through the first 13 weeks. And I get that Tucker Kraft had a lot to do with that as well. But you still have Christian Watson, you still have Romeo Doubs, you still have Jaden Reed, you still have Luke Musgrave, who's got size. Like you have guys that can score in the red zone. Get them the ball. And obviously Josh Jacobs. And he had a red zone fumble, which is pretty rare for him as well. But got to finish those. I think that's the greatest way that they can put themselves in a position to win the game. All right. Looking at coaching, time of possession, and this is something I'll go back to Steve's comment really quick. He said, I hear that Adrian Hill is officiating this game and is typically flag happy. Got to minimize the penalties. There's absolutely something, and even Bryant mentioned it as well. The keeping the penalties, especially the dumb penalties, the effort penalties, keeping that stuff to a minimum. Ev Dombrowski on YouTube asked, do you guys think the defense can keep Caleb contained? I think they can. Like we saw like most of the season, and obviously that's with Micah Parsons, but I would even go back to last season. The Packers were pretty solid against running QBs. So I think they can. Now, whether or not they will, I mean, that's what Caleb is best at, is extending plays and avoiding sacks and throwing the ball away. He was number 1 in throwaways in the league by a decent margin. He does not take sacks. He does everything in his power not to, but he does hold the ball for a while. So I think they can, but that's obviously going to be a key to the game. As far as coaching goes, I would love a Matt LaFleur masterclass. Mixing up the play calling, trusting your starters, being smart with your timeouts and challenges, playing your cards right in this game, I think could go a long way into earning Matt LaFleur a contract extension. 2026 is the final year of his contract, and I think if they go into this game against Ben Johnson, who's getting a lot of credit and even some Coach of the Year buzz, and you go into their building and you beat him up, I think that's an opportunity for Matt LaFleur. As far as time of possessions, the Packers showed in Game 2, even with Malik Willis playing, that they can play the keep-away game. And I'll give Bryant credit on this because he spent a lot of the season saying, I don't want to try to beat other teams at what they're bad at. I want to do what we're good at. And then going into the Chicago game, he's like, I want to do what Chicago is bad at and kind of steal their thunder and play their game and keep the ball away from them. And they did that. So I will say, normally I'm pretty anti-short passes and behind line of scrimmage, but I would understand some shorter passing play calls in this game, just as long as it's not overly conservative when they're doing it. They're not throwing behind the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 10, and hoping for broken tackles or perfect blocking. And then I just don't want to see them abandon the deep ball as far as, all the things go with that. So
that would be a mistake after we've seen what Christian Watson was doing to their safeties out in Green Bay. So that'd be crazy.
Yeah. Simon, is there anything you're looking for from Jordan Love this week?
Yeah, I think we all kind of said, I think it's just going to be a huge Jordan Love game. As long as Jordan Love doesn't turn the ball over, which he's been pretty good at for the most part this season, I think I can only recall a couple really, really bad mistakes. I think they have a really good chance of winning this game. Chicago's defense is not that good, just in general. The run defense isn't good. They allow a ton of yards. This team and like a couple people in chat, we need to finish in the red zone, and I think this is the week to do it. Jordan Love, I think he's coming off a ton of rest. I hope he doesn't come out a little rusty, but he can absolutely move the ball up and down the field. It's just all about finishing.
The Bears defense is the 2023 Cowboys defense.
Yeah, they're not that good. They just get a bunch of turnovers.
I would love this game to play out like the 2023 Cowboys did in the playoffs.
I will say this: the officiating crew we have is one of the most flag-happy crews. So just
someone said that
be
too.
ready for that. They have like the second most flags in the NFL, and I think they only refed 14 games. This crew. So
I mean, the players also just need to keep a clean head on their shoulders. Like, don't let them get in their heads. No stupid penalties from Keyshawn Nixon. Keep them in those 3rd and longs. We don't need a board flag.
Talk your crap after the game.
Yep.
Brian, is there anything you're looking for from Jordan Love?
Yeah, I mean, we need him to, he really wasn't, I know he's been injured and stuff, but he wasn't really the Toyota-thon Jordan we've been used to this year, so he has a chance to kind of make it up. And I feel like maybe he wants some revenge because I do feel like it was kind of a dirty shot by Austin Booker. Hopefully he's extra motivated. Him and his wife just announced they're having a baby, so maybe he's got a little, daddy, vibes going on too. So hopefully he just, gets in there and not like that. I know that's how you look at him, Jake, but with a little bit of dad.
I'm not the one that called him daddy.
Dad going on in there.
So. The cowboy outfit.
So, but yeah, hopefully he goes
a
in there.
Little daddy motivation.
Yeah. Hey, we'll all call him Daddy if he goes in there and fucking with the Bears.
Call him Pookie and Daddy next week. All right. Jake, what are you looking for from Jordan Love?
Good thing a few hundred people are watching this, right?
Dude, I was about to say some crazy, dude. I can't say that right now. I'll say it after.
Jake, you looking for anything from Jordan Love?
Yeah. So there's been a few times this season where I felt like Love held on to the ball a little bit. Just take what the defense is giving you, use your legs, get the first down, just to keep extending plays. Oh my God, Steve! I'm trying to form a educational thought here, Steve. God dang it! I can't even think right now. Why would you say that out loud, Steve? Yeah, he said the quiet thing out loud. Anyways, just stick with the defense is giving you, man. Use your legs. You are athletic. You're a good athlete. And if you read the defense, you see a guy open, check it down, take your 5 yards, take your 7 yards. Not everything needs to be a 40-yard play. Set that stuff up. Kill death by a million cuts, right? I know it's 1,000, but it's going to feel like a million on Saturday night. So death by a million cuts, just take the small stuff. And then if you have a shot with a one-on-one with Christian Watson, also you're 6'4", buddy. Use your frame, please. That would be awesome.
I'm just going to use that to transition straight into X Factors, and I'm going to give mine right away because mine is Christian Watson. So Christian Watson playing with Jordan Love specifically. Game 2, he had 2 catches on 6 targets and 17 yards. In Game 1, playing with Jordan Love, he had 4 catches on 4 targets for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. So my X Factor is Christian Watson. Simon, give me your X Factor right away.
Mine is actually Jaden Reed. I think the opposite. I think they're going to think a little bit more for Christian Watson and respect him a little more than they did in the first game, and then that'll give Jaden Reed some openings on this game.
Brian, who's your X Factor?
Yeah, I mean, you guys kind of took both mine, so I'll go with Jordan Love, the guy slinging him the ball. I think he just needs to take over and take care of this game, and I think he just needs to show that he's a top 5-8 quarterback in this league and go in there and win a playoff game.
Yeah. Jake, who's your X Factor?
Yeah, so Tyler heard my X Factor yesterday, so I'm just going to say it again. It's Jaden Reed. I said the lack of production from the tight end. The middle of the field seems to be an area where the Packers can take advantage of some teams, and it'd be really nice if Jaden Reed could go back to the guy that we thought he was since he's come back from injury. He's averaged 4 catches for 41 yards. So we need him to be a little bit better, a little bit more consistent. Maybe you can get him on a crosser and he can use his speed and get down the field for an extra 20, 30 yards. He's a guy that can definitely house it. We saw that versus the Philadelphia Eagles going back to the season opener last year. So he definitely has big playability. Hopefully his legs are feeling good and he's ready to do some taunting in the end zone this week.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that he's Amon-Ra St. Brown by any stretch of the imagination, but with how much yak and stuff you could see Amon-Ra putting up and Jameson Williams putting up when they're getting targets in the middle of the field against his defense, that kind of made me salivate a little bit.
So, I mean, he's not Amon-Ra, but Jaden Reed is no slouch, man. Let's just call it what it is.
100%.
Fully healthy, Jaden Reed is a stud.
Yeah.
He's part of the reason why Matthew Golden isn't getting more opportunities.
100%.
Okay. Bryant, what injury designations are we watching for?
Yeah, this is actually pretty healthy, aside from who we got out for the year, obviously, which is some huge names for us. But Zach Tom should be back, Jordan Love should be back, Josh Jacobs is getting healthier, so all these players will be back. And then am I missing something? Jesus Christ,
No.
Anyways, so for the Bears, they did they designated Kyler Gordon and Braxton Jones for return from IR. So it'd be kind of big for them if both of them can play. And granted, they might be a little rusty. And then, Roma Dunze's return to practice. I know DJ Moore got a little banged up in the game, but he returned to the game. So I expect him to be fine too. So, they should be pretty ready to go as well. So that wide receiver core is definitely no joke. They have some good guys over there. And then, so it'll be a good challenge, but I feel like we're getting kind of healthy too. So hopefully we have everyone kind of ready to go and a little more fresh than they have been, and we can give it our best shot.
CJ Gardner-Johnson got added to the injury list.
Oh, that's a good one. Sorry, I missed that.
The concussion. Yeah. So
yeah.
I want him to play because he's been burned by the Packers this year. So please clear concussion protocol.
I mean, his hit to his head was that was a pretty nasty hit, or he was down for a while. So I'll be a little surprised if he plays. But I did see someone was on their injury report with illness as well. We had that go through a locker room a couple times. If their whole team gets the shits this week, perfect. I would totally be for that. So, we kind of had to go through it. So we'll see what happens. I think they were sick last week though too. So maybe this is the back end of it for them. But
All All right, Jake, what's the weather going to be like?
This game is going to have so much aura. Oh, my God, I'm so excited for this. So it says mostly cloudy with snow showers during the evening, low 24 degrees, winds 15 to 25 miles per hour. Chance of snow is 40%. Dude, a snow game, prime time playoffs, third meeting in the playoffs all time between Packers and Bears, dude, with snow. Oh, my goodness. Chef's kiss. Only thing that would make it better was Lambeau Field.
I agree.
We all know Soldier Field's a freaking pile of shit.
You mean Gary Bears?
Yeah,
I can't wait till they go to Gary, Indiana, so I can talk so much shit, dude. We want to get a dome so we can have concerts. Who the fuck is going to Gary, Indiana? Shut up.
The Chicago Bears.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, it's just a piece of paper. It's a piece of paper that's keeping the Green Bay Packers
Forever.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe you guys should sell some fake stock.
Yeah. Good luck.
All right, here we go. Score predictions. Jake, give me your score prediction from the head.
All right, so do you guys know the date on Saturday? What's the date on Saturday? The 10th?
The 10th.
Our quarterback is number 10. Packers by 10. Make it a 10 out of 10 Saturday. 24-14 Green Bay.
Wow.
All right. Brian,
It's
what you
happening,
got
dude.
from the head?
Yeah, I got a higher scoring game than that. I'll go the Packers eke it out 28-27.
Oh.
Jordan Love game-winning drive.
Whoa.
Off of the Chicago Bears botched offensive or onside kick. Simon, what's your score prediction from the head?
Yeah, I have a pretty close game too. Have us 24-21.
All right, I have a very fitting 27-point victory, 27-20.
Oh, I thought you were saying we win by 27. I was
Oh,
If we get to the heart, then I do.
That would be wild.
It'd be the Dallas game all over again.
Dude,
Yeah, and their defense is the same. So
Chicago would go into a meltdown.
Oh yeah.
27.
They'd be like, F it, move us to Indiana.
Taylor, I got you before the end of the show is out because
We were an onside kick away from them probably rioting in Chicago with Romeo Dobbs. Maybe he has family there and he wanted to save the city or something when he did that. But they would have had a full-on meltdown if we would have beat them in Chicago as well.
Yeah.
All right, Jake, what do you got from the heart?
So I mean, there's a few teams in the playoffs this year that I'm like, yeah, they're fake good. Patriots, that strength of schedule is a fucking joke, dude. Trash. Chargers, way overrated. The Chicago Bears, they suck, actually, in my opinion. You can't keep winning close games. You can't keep living off turnovers. Packers are going to go in there and beat their ass, 33-13.
Brian, what do you got from the heart?
I'll go 30-21.
All right, Simon from the heart.
Yeah, I still think I don't think there's a way this isn't a close game in the playoffs. We could beat them by like 2 touchdowns, but I doubt it. I'm gonna go 28-20.
All right, so in a perfect world where everything goes ideally, I have 35-17. I think even in that second game, the Bears were having trouble scoring.
Yep.
Telling you.
Taylor said, or Scott said 35-21 from the heart. I like that too. Down for that. All right. Simon says, Brian, how many you got?
Honestly, that ain't fair any. I'll say the one I said was that I think Jordan Love. I'll go Jordan Love for 303 touchdowns.
All right, Jake, you got some Simon says?
I do. I'm going to say one that you already heard. Josh Jacobs, 150 total yards and 2 touchdowns.
Then I'm here to contradict it with Christian Watson having 20+ yard touchdowns.
Oof, that'd be sick. I mean, he could burn their second. I wouldn't even put out any of this out of the realm of possibility.
Jake, you got any for defense?
I do. McKinney and Diggs, the Bama boys, they both end the game with an interception.
That'd be sick, yeah.
I put Trevon Diggs down for a pick 6.
There you go.
Oh, my God, dude. That would feed families.
You know how funny it would be to like look at the Cowboys fans and be like, dude, yeah, thanks, buddy.
I'll give one. I'll put that. We see a return of Rashawn Gary, and he gets a strip sack.
That would be great.
Dude, if he gets a sack this week, dude, I think a lot of people are going to be like, thank you for showing up in the playoffs. I was going to tell you guys this. First of all, two things. Did you guys see there was 2 Cowboys fans that were online saying that they were going to switch to being Packers fans because all the Cowboys are going over to the Packers. Then, did you guys see the response from Leroy Butler talking about the cheese grater hats?
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You saw that?
No, I didn't see
Why are
it.
they acting like the Bears invented those? Those have been around forever.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So he said, even if you shred it, it's still cheese. I was like, yo,
True.
touche, motherfucker.
True.
Touche. It's still cheese.
I'll still eat it.
It's still cheese, bro. What do you put on your tacos, right?
Taylor asked if we can have Golden's first touchdown this week. 2 of them are going to Jacobs, 2 of them are going to Watson, and Trevon Diggs has a pick 6. That's your 35 points right there. So maybe not this week.
Yeah. If Oliver gets a sack, holy crap.
That'd be sick too.
I don't even know that. Honestly, I don't know that he'll get on the field, but I think Sorrell will.
The Bears still suck.
Yeah.
I used to play Matthews Cup today.
All right. So last thing is, like, I wanted the Packers to have the opportunity to play Chicago in the playoffs.
I did too.
Strictly for the opportunity for the Wisconsin professional sports teams to have an opportunity to knock out another Chicago sports teams from the playoffs. And I hope if that happens, that when the game is over, that the Packers are doing some bear down chants in Soldier Field and giving Bears fans all thumbs down like Giannis does at the end of a Bulls game.
Yeah, thumbs.
And the Brewers are flying the L flag, and we get to hear Chicago fans be like, "Oh, they're being mean to us again," like they did with the Bulls and the Cubs. Because Bears fans have one team that's good, and they are milking it for all it's worth. So I'd love to make them feel the way the Lions fans feel after their window opening and really quickly closing. I would love to see the same thing happen for Bears fans because it's clear that they haven't been good in a while because they don't know how to handle it.
Uh-huh.
All right. There you go, Taylor. All for you. All righty. Either way, next week, no matter what happens, win or lose, we'll be back to recap the game. And football gods willing, we'll have a preview for the following week as well. And if the Packers win, they'd be going to Seattle. So no time to really bask in the win if the Packers pull it off. But we'll be here recapping.
I will definitely bask in that win.
Well, we can bask in
We're
it.
weak.
They can't.
Yeah.
I'm
basking.
going to have a 24-hour period where I am the Bears fans' worst nightmare, bro. I swear to God.
That's the nice thing about playing on Saturday is if the Packers win on Saturday night, we have
we got nothing going on Saturday night and Sunday.
Dude,
Bro,
you can
I might not sleep on Saturday, dude. Oh my goodness.
You can call me Carol because I'm basking.
Yeah.
Call me Robbins because I'm basking. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in, sticking around, and for all the comments. We'll be back next week again. And we'll see you guys then. But again, thanks for commenting, tuning in, and sticking around for the whole show. We'll see you guys next week. Go Pack, go.
Go Pack.